welcome to another episode of Rap Reviews, a show where we annotate lyrics, and that's about it, really. I'm joined with two friends, not three other friends like normal, but two, Benjamin Banks and Kieran Henry.
Hello.
What?
And today we're doing a track by a legendary hip-hop artist that unfortunately died on the 31st of October 2020, and it was revealed publicly that he died on the 1st of this year.
Yeah, New Year's Day. What a way to start 2021, hey?
Yeah, a bit of a shitty way to start.
You think that's why they decided to wait until then to announce it?
What, to ruin everyone's year?
No. But not to lump it in with 2020 nonsense, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because they haven't said how he died, so maybe they didn't want, like Rona related.
Do we want to speculate, or is that disrespectful?
I don't think we should.
That we should.
I don't
that
think
we should or should.
I don't think we should.
Yeah, okay.
I don't
think
we
that's for the best.
Unless you guys want to have a little shot, but take with it that you might get some criticism.
I have my thoughts, but I'm not going to put them out here on the podcast.
Yeah,
I think it's better to leave it until maybe more information has trickled out to us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe Grogs from
they may not release it.
Yeah, they never really told us how. So anyway, we're doing one of his kind of most beloved tracks on his first album, Rhymes Like Dimes. We did a bit of a debate between what we're going to do, and we had a short list and stuff, but we decided on this. I hope you guys are okay with that. And the song was also produced by MF Doom himself.
Oh, he's a producer as well as MC.
I did see that this pops up on one of his later instrumental albums, but it's got a different name for the instrumental.
Oh, true.
Couldn't tell you what the name was.
This actually particular track, he also made it with a DJ Cucumber, which is a great name. But he actually helped apparently get him back into the rap game, because MF actually was in a KMD.
Yeah, with his brother.
Yeah. And then
his brother passed, right?
Yeah, and he basically retired, and in that time he was not recording, and I think he was homeless at some stage or incredibly poor.
Man, MF knows death probably better than most. I was also reading that his son died at like age 14.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, actually.
Which is super sad.
Actually, yeah, only like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more than a couple, but it was definitely last decade.
Yeah, it's pretty sad, and I guess he had a lot of collaborations. Obviously, famously Mad Villain with and then Sarvace, Metal Face, Danger Doom. Yeah. So let's get into it, gang. Ayo yo, y'all can't stand right here. In his right hand was your man's worst nightmare.
So I'm guessing he holds the mic in his right hand, and
that's what I think it is. Yeah.
It's probably everybody's worst nightmare because dude can fucking rhyme.
Yeah. This guy's got this is a fresh annotation, but what a doorman or usher at a club says when you're blocking in fire exit or too close to the sound system where you could burst your eardrum. And that does kind of roll in maybe because loud enough to burst his eardrum close range, this game is not only dangerous, but it's most strange. Yeah,
okay. So not only is he saying that his rhymes in kind of the proverbial sense are dangerous, but also given that the volume the club's going to be playing them at could be like high decibel levels, which are an occupational health and safety risk.
Yeah, you might get some tinnitus or some burst eardrums.
But I mean, not around.
Worth it, I think, for listening to MF Doom close to a speaker.
Oh, so okay. So we're saying that he's playing live at like a club. In this example, and you're there with your boy, and maybe your boy's a little bit jealous because he's getting that eardrum burst while MF's up there killing it. And you're,
get out of the way. I want to damage my health.
Yeah, I think we got it. And I guess the game is, I think he's obviously talking about the rap game, and it's not just dangerous, it's strange,
It is a strange game. There's some weird people in it.
Yeah, I guess compared to other, industries, it's definitely strange.
Well, it definitely produced some pretty interesting stories over the years.
Yeah. Well, yeah, pop stars don't get shot as often as rappers do.
No, but maybe they should.
Oh.
To make things more interesting.
Maybe they'll write some better songs about some more.
Could you
call people out.
Yeah, could you imagine the headlines if Taylor Swift was involved in a drive-by shooting, or if Katy Perry was running her own protection racket?
Imagine footage of fucking Paris Hilton just cruising by, throwing a Crip sign, and then just shooting someone. I sell rhymes like dimes. This line, like, it doesn't sound entirely like this when you hear the song, but the one who mostly keep cash but brag about the broker times.
So he's like not advocating for the broker times, but like he's proud of, you know, his roots and that he came from squalor, and now his rhymes have led him to somewhat riches, or at least, you know, being able to afford a decent life and a living income.
Yeah, like maybe that's it. Like, just like to never forget where you came from.
Yeah. Also, I've never really thought about... Sorry, Ben. I've never really thought about the line rhymes like dimes. Dimes meaning like a dime bag?
Yeah, I think that's the whole...
He's dealing rhymes.
I'd never put two and two together until I just thought about it.
That's the importance of this show. Joking rhymes like this is "you just happy to see me" trick. Classical slapstick rappers need chapstick.
Well, there is "you just happy to see me." Is that in reference to like what's that? Like that old timey sort of joke where it's like, is that a gun in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Is that what he's sort of referencing?
Yeah, I think so. Like, is it a roll of quarters? You just happy to see me?
Yeah.
Well, also maybe showing his like sense of humor is above and beyond anyone else's, when he also then goes on to talk about slapstick rappers.
Yeah.
And I guess like slapstick is like kind of dated comedy in a lot of ways. Like, it doesn't get used as much anymore. So like,
dated, I guess, maybe in the mainstreams, but I still love a bit of slapstick comedy.
I think they should bring it back more.
Yeah.
You know?
Like maybe a 2021 reissuing of Mr. Bean.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe we need a little bit more like lightness. Everything has an edge these days. I think sometimes it's a bit...
Everything's so self-aware these days.
Yeah.
Too. So if you are going to put something slapstick in it, it's like you know what you're doing, and it's like a smaller part of a bigger thing. I think.
It's like meta.
Instead of just like a Buster Keaton sort of... Although that guy was pretty like involved as well. But it's still very slapstick, you know what I mean? Or like the Three Stooges. He's like the classic example, I guess.
Yeah. A lot of them sound like they in a talent show, so I give them something to remember, like the Alamo.
The Alamo being the Battle of the Alamo, the big like, what was that in the
Mexico and
Texas independence?
It was between the Mexicans and the Americans, and took place in Texas, which was traditionally like Mexico, and then from memory, like they basically pissed off the Mexicans, and then they held them off for a long time, but eventually they all got slaughtered.
Oh, so wasn't it that like the Americans had captured Alamo or whatever it was that was like, you know, pivotal to the war, and then the generals had treated them so badly that everyone kind of turned against them?
Listen, let's see if we can do a bit of quick research.
History lessons.
While you look at that, what is the whole remember the Alamo thing? Because I've heard that pop up a bunch of times.
Oh, it's like full part of American like patriotism and stuff. It's kind of like don't ever forget, I guess. You know, like it was like a founding kind of battle, like in a way, you know, like it was just
right. Because there's a joke in
you can still go there. It's still the building still stands. I'm pretty sure.
In An American Werewolf in London, he tells that joke at the pub they go to at the Moors.
And no one gets it.
Now they're all sort of laughing about it, but he's like paying out the Americans. And he says something about how the American jumps out of a plane and the Mexican jumps out of the plane. And one of them says, "Remember the Alamo" on the way out. And they all start losing it laughing. And then the two British guys walk in and they're super confused.
Oh. Yeah, no, I do
as confused as I was and still had
interesting reference. I know you love that movie. It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
So what were the two lines again?
A lot of them sound like they're in a talent show, so I give them something to remember, like the Alamo.
Oh, so he's basically just saying all these other rappers are
like children,
like Bush League, and he's like something that they're forever going to remember because of his talent.
Yeah. The little man babies, where he big man.
But speaking of American patriotism, did you see in the news today? And we can talk about relevant topics or like date the show because I'm going to edit and release this today. You have my word on this.
I don't believe you can do
it. So a couple of things. Today's Romano's birthday. So if you're listening,
you don't
please
have to say that.
They need to know.
Yeah, they need to know. 20th of January, 2021. I'm putting dates in here, so I'm forcing myself to edit.
Yeah,
tonight.
do it and send nudes if you got them. Man.
Not to me, to
Woman.
Romano.
Anyone.
But did you see in the news today that as part of Joe Biden's inauguration playlist, he's included some MF Doom, and a lot of people are up in arms about it because in 2010, when MF went out of the country to do like a tour in Europe, he wasn't allowed back into the country because he's not actually a citizen of the US.
He was born in London,
He was
right?
born in London. And
yeah.
Joe Biden was the vice president then at the time, and they wouldn't let MF Doom back into the country.
Really?
Yeah, so he's kicked him out. He's gone off. He's died. And now Biden's like, you know what? I'm going to appeal to maybe the black segments of my voter base by playing some MF Doom in my inauguration speech. And people are like, nah, bro, that's pretty off.
Yeah, that is kind of shitty. I don't know. Like, was he aware of it? Like, was he aware that Doom was not allowed in the country because of like?
I mean, it's hard to know. Yeah. Maybe, probably not.
I believe that he's more so aware of that than MF Doom as an artist. It's just personal speculation. I don't know that. He could be.
Joe could be banging some MF. He could be banging some
MF. I think his playlist was like entirely created or curated by someone else.
I feel like Obama would have listened to MF though. For sure, like even every year when he releases, because I
was gonna say he's still doing. I don't think anyone cares anymore, but he's still releasing that.
I love it, man. I honestly read a few books and listened to a few albums and songs that he's recommended. It's like, this is good.
Oh shit!
Yeah. It's actually pretty funny. He had that Mad World song from fucking
Donnie Darko.
Mac Miller's last song, right. And there's a line where it's like, "Ain't no politic, ain't kissing no babies." I just imagine like Obama driving around saying anyway, Tally Ho, hi Joe. Oh, by the way, with the Alamo, if anyone was wondering, it wasn't the American Mexican War. Yeah, it was a Texan fort that was besieged, and everyone died to the last man. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So big old massacre.
Yeah. Tally ho, a high joker like a spades game came back from 5 years laying and staying the same.
So 5 years, does the 5 years laying and staying the same refer to, I'm pretty sure he took a hiatus after his brother died?
Yeah, and this is like, I guess his first album as like a solo artist as MF Doom.
When it was that long between
the
group album to this? True, I didn't realise that.
Yeah, and it was because of DJ Cucumber actually kind of convinced him to start recording again.
Yeah, true.
It
was even like another 5 years after that before Mad Villain came out, wasn't it?
Oh no, I think Mad Villain was more than that. Wasn't
it? Like 2004 that came out.
Yeah, this is 99.
99. So you're not far off.
Actually,
5 years actually.
I'm spot on.
Dude, you math. You can math.
Sometimes I math, dude. Yeah.
Was this off his debut? Is Doomsday?
This is his debut? And then
his solo debut.
Food is like his second album, which is like the kind of critically acclaimed one. And then I think also like Mad Villain would be the most like one of the most. This and those three albums are probably the most popular.
Yeah, because then he had like all of his other alter egos.
Like, exactly.
Victor Vaughn and King Ghidorah.
Yeah, like I didn't even know King Ghidorah was. I didn't know like about those albums and like songs until after he died. And I was like, oh, true.
That's MF Doom.
Yeah, it's weird that I don't know. Like it seems sometimes that like if you have so many different names, it's going to be harder and harder for everyone to know about your music. But
maybe that's what
he was legendary.
He apparently used to send other people to perform as him under the mask.
Yeah.
At shows because that's what Dr. Doom would do and have doppelgangers around.
Yeah.
And sometimes he wouldn't even tell the audience. They just think they've seen MF Doom and go home and tell their friends how good the show was. Like, I wasn't even in the same city.
But wouldn't he bring in people who were just clearly not him?
Yeah, and apparently he was like, anyone who plays a character plays a character. You know? It's just like, well, no.
We paid to see MF Doom.
You have a very iconic voice, sir. Like, you can't just be like easily replicated.
Pretty awesome.
I mean, power to the bloke.
Well, you gotta
one of rap's greatest trolls.
He's the Daniel Day-Lewis of
except not a lunatic.
But I don't really get the Tally-Ho or high joker like a spades game.
I looked something at that earlier, and Tally-Ho is a pack of cards, apparently. It's a brand of playing cards.
You see, with my Australian-centric view, I always thought tally-ho were rolling papers.
That's specifically why I looked that up. I'm like, surely he's not talking about tally-ho papers. And yeah, I'm not really 100% sure what he means by the rest of it. A high joker like a spades game.
Yeah, the double entendre here is Doom referring to the high joker, someone under the influence of marijuana who likes to kid around.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess.
That seems to work. Came back from 5 years laying and staying. Oh, no, we already kind of did that. And we actually were right before we even kind of had the helpage from the annotators.
Nice.
Saying electromagnetic field, it blocks all logic, spook, all G-shocks her biological clock. And a G-shocks her biological clock.
Did you say spook?
Yeah.
I think it's Spock, isn't it?
Spock. Yeah, I did. Yeah, sorry.
That's what I got you.
Spook.
Spook.
Spock. Yeah, I'm not a huge Trekkie, as I was.
Yeah, no, man.
I watched half of the movie. Yeah.
G-Shock, her biological clock. They're referring to like the big fat G-Shock watches.
They were like super popular in the 90s.
Yeah.
I think people still rock them as well.
Oh yeah,
for
like
sure, dude. Yeah.
Army blokes especially.
Yeah, they never left, man.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, you know, like Casio, like digital watches have kind of, they went away for a while and they came back.
I think they'll always be timeless. Something about them.
Oh, did you mean to do that?
Hey?
Did you mean to do
Oh,
that?
the pun.
I did not mean to do that. I'm so sorry.
Watch out.
but also proud of myself.
We don't have time for this.
Sorry.
I don't think I'm like sharp enough to be able to pick up on puns as I say them as they come out of my mouth, to be honest. My brain is operating about 5 seconds behind where my words are coming out.
Yeah.
So many references to time.
But what, I don't know who the lady he's talking about, her
biological
clock. He's like referring to like the ability that she won't be able to have children at a certain point.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about that line.
Like my mom was talking. She's gone through menopause, and she says it sucks.
I could imagine.
She's like, seriously, you would not believe how shit it is sometimes. Like,
I remember my mum going through it. It was an experience for a while for all of us.
How long did it go for your mum?
Oh, I couldn't give you dates, but I'm guessing like I don't know. How,
exactly, because mum was saying that like it can go for 5 to 10 years, and she's freaking out about.
Definitely not. I think mum had maybe a couple of years. Maybe
oh, okay, that's not bad. I'll tell mum to chill out.
Yeah, I'll fact check that. I'll get it back to for you.
When I hit it, slid. Oh, this is this is pretty vulgar. This next line. When I hit it, slid into a shitter. Thought I killed her goose. Her power use were pure Brita water, filtered juice. Do you guys get?
The only thing I get out of that is the Brita filtered water.
So I think he slipped into the asshole.
I got that.
He's gone up the sphincter and he's getting the like digested bread and water that's coming out the sphincter. Is that in a nutshell? What's going on here?
I think it's like a wrong hole situation, you know, when that can happen. You know,
happens to the best of us.
Mistakes can be made, and then I think it's like killed a goose because you know you lay an egg, you lay a shit.
Oh, dude.
And this is like her power use is this part. I actually did a fair bit of research and really came up with like no real proper understanding. But basically, the power use is a supreme alphabet of the 5% of the nation gods and earths, which was a dude that he like was a part of the Nation of Islam, and he's separated and he created these rules. But I don't know. Apparently, in that while power use is mere slang in hip hop. The meaning behind the supreme alphabet is like, so for some reason it means pussy, basically.
So what's the word that means pussy?
Power use.
Power use.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and was pure Brita water filter juice. So I think he's just basically saying like her vagina was super wet. I was going to say moist.
I've just read an annotation here, just out of pure interest. I've gone in a bit deep. I'm independently over here.
He's gone rogue.
Someone's annotated that line, when I hit it, slid into the shit, I thought I killed her goose. And it's just quite funny the way it's put. Cool Keith and Ultramag clearly influenced Doom, and it connects to the previous line in that he is able to penetrate this woman anally, hence opening the magnetic field that had previously been a cockblock.
Wow.
So there you go.
So he's tearing down all walls with, is it his rhymes like dimes? Is it like the size of his cock? Is it just like the dude himself?
Yeah, I don't know how how he all of a sudden just took that right turn into that anal penetration. from high joking to that.
Yeah, it does definitely come out of left wing and keep a. But I think we've established what it means. Why it's there,
somewhat.
we will never probably know.
There's a bit of ambiguity about the actual meaning of this, but like we say all the time on this podcast, we're never 100% right. We're just taking some stabs in the dark here, just like MF Doom was with that particular lady.
That was a good one.
That pun you knew you were doing.
I knew I was doing that one.
Right, nice.
But
I swear I didn't know.
To circle back there, you mentioned the 5%ers or the 5% nation of Islam, which MF Doom was a part of. I'm pretty sure he was Islamic.
Yeah,
raised in that particular sect of the church.
Yeah, which is it seemed actually kind of cool, like like ideals. It's like every one of us is God's in a way.
Yeah, and he kind of sounds like God in that. Those lines he just spat.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Interesting belief system or whatever you want to call it. Keep a pen like a friend. Keep a pipe with him. A fiend. Yeah, sorry, no. A gentleman who can lent a pen to a friend who write with him. Never seen him shit again. But he's still my dunny. The only thing that come between us is krill and money.
Krill, like, is he referring to food?
Actually, that's what I was assumed on hearing it.
I Urban Dictionary'd this one because I didn't have it, and it's funny because they mentioned that crack cocaine, specifically individually crack rocks, used extensively in rhymes by rapper MF Doom. So he kind of it seems like he's like the main guy that uses this word is Doom himself.
Krill. Yeah, okay.
So he kind of could have created it, I guess, or really helped coin it. But it just refers to crack rocks, standard crack rock. Do you guys want to have a shot into that?
I can't even remember the fucking lyrics. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm reading over it again now, and I'm trying to make sense of this, and it's for some reason my brain's not keeping up with me here.
Like a fiend keeps a crack pipe. That's obvious.
Yeah,
but
gentleman who lent a pen to a friend who wrote with him.
Is he referring to DJ Cucumber or MC Cucumber?
Yeah, that makes sense actually because he made this song with him, and
MC Cucumber was like lowly, not really like
and he'd already kind of referenced it earlier in the bars. So yeah, that kind of works.
It almost seems like he's like a gentleman who lent a pen to a friend who write with him. Never seen that shit again, but he's still my dunny, which apparently is just like friend or homie.
Yeah,
because that almost sounds like someone was writing with him and then he doesn't write with this person anymore, but he's still like in the back of his mind he's like, even though I don't speak or see this person, there's still always going to be like the homie.
Oh man, probably his brother.
Like and then he goes to the next thing, the only thing that's ever going to come between us is krill and money, and neither of those things have. So
yeah. So maybe he's talking about his brother.
Yeah, maybe
because he's like or maybe because there was 3 of them in KMD possibly.
Yeah, it could be
the third guy. Maybe the relationship kind of fell to pieces after. Yeah. That's just more speculation.
Yeah, could be wrong. I don't know. That's just how
no, we love it. Red hot annotations on rap reviews.
Whoever that third dude is, that Michelle Williams of KMD, is it?
Huh?
KMD?
KMD, yeah. Do you reckon KMD? Yeah, it's a J. Cole song, isn't it?
That's what I was thinking. KOD.
Ah, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. That's what I was getting confused for a second.
We already did that. So verse 2: better rhymes make for better songs. It matters not if you got a lot of what it takes. Just get along.
Is he trying to say that as much as I say that my lyrics are all powerful, really at the end of the day, it's just about having a good time and everybody getting along.
Putting in the work.
Yeah.
Like making the community around him more so than, trying to showboat as being the world's most proficient rapper.
Yeah, that kind of works, but then the next line kind of goes against it with the surrender now or suffer serious setbacks. Gotta get back, connects, wetbacks, get stacks.
What are wetbacks?
Wetbacks is like a derogatory term for Mexicans.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so he's referenced the Alamo. Was MF Doom maybe not such a good guy?
Wait, was MF Doom a racist? Yeah, Wetbacks is a bad one. I always just think of that Dave Chappelle skit though, when everyone's calling each other like everyone's names of dude,
like stereotype.
Yeah. He's like at the very end of a Mexican family. They open the door and he's like, "Oh, the Wetbacks." He's like, "What did you just call me?" And he's like, "The Wetbacks." He's like, "Oh yeah, I am. Come in."
What does the like?
It's actually it's like every derogatory racist like it stems from pretty bad, like because it's like they're always out like doing manual labor out in the sun.
So they're always sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess that's kind of like a redneck's a similar thing, but on the opposite side of the coin almost.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, I'm sure this is the 90s. I'm sure he was, I'm sure he wasn't a racist.
Well, let's break down what he's actually said here. Just pinpoint that one word. What did he say?
True.
Now I suffer serious setbacks. Get back connects. Wet back, get stacks. Even if you gots to get jet black.
Head to the toe.
Whoa, all right, yeah, that's...
Connects wetbacks, so he connects Mexicans to get back. I don't know, man. This is like,
he's making money with Mexicans. Is that what he's saying?
Very little annotations, but there's MF issues a warning to his opposition, claiming that well, that part makes sense, right? It's more the next part that I don't understand at all. Even got you to the jet back head. Do you guys want to have a crack, or should we just write it down and fucking it sounded cool?
I think it just sounds really cool, and all those lines rhyme very quickly and rapidly.
Yeah, and like you said at the start, better rhymes for better songs.
Not to simplify MF Doom, but yeah, maybe this is just one of those little passages where it sounds fucking cool.
Yeah,
rolls off the tongue.
And basically, we can't get it. We can't work it out. To get the dough, battle for bottle of Mo or Dro.
People fighting over weed and alcohol, it seems.
Yeah, this fly flow, take practice like Ty Bo with Billy Blanks.
Yeah, I got some information on Tybo for you, dude.
Oh, hit me up.
Weirdly enough, last week I googled who Tybo was, and I'll tell you why, my friends. I was listening to Smack That by Eminem and Akon, and in the chorus of that song, he's like, "Maybe go to my place and just kick it like Tybo." Yeah. Who the F is Tybo, dude?
In my Lamborghini.
And he's a film star who's does MMA and stuff like that I'd never heard of before.
Oh, cool. Tybo.
So there you go. I thought he was a baseball player personally, but then I realised that kick it doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah, he's a martial arts film star and inventor of the Tybo.
Is that like a way of...
Is that his signature move?
Well, I think in a lot of you can kind of create fighting styles. You can be your own master or whatever. And,
yeah, right.
Yeah, usually very good guys who have been doing it for many years, and that's the kind of students work under them. Fun facts.
MMA facts.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, you're too kind. Really?
Oh, whoa, bag up.
Oh, yeah.
Who's Billy Blanks? What is that? Is that a nickname for something? Or is it this fly flow take practice like Tybo? That makes sense. He's just commenting on his own rap flow, saying he's, I don't know.
Yeah, Billy Blanks is the guy that who created Tybo.
Oh, whoa. So I did some research on Tybo. I didn't even do the whole research. So Tybo's not an actual person.
No, it's
a style.
It's a fighting style created
by...
Billy
Blanks is the guy.
Billy Blanks.
I was going to say I'd never heard of Tybo. I've never heard of Billy Blanks.
I guess Taekwondo, Tybo. Oh, you're really kind. Really? Thanks. To the gone and lost forever. Oh, my darling Clementine.
Oh, my darling Clementine. What is that? That I've heard that.
That's got to be a reference to something,
so
like a song
times.
or a movie or something.
Do you want the chorus goes, oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling, Clementine, thou out lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry, Clementine.
What's it from? What's the reference?
Oh, reference to a oh my darling Clementine, American folk ballad from the 19th century.
Dude, that's what he sings in Little Rascals, isn't it? Alfalfa. Is it him that sings it? And they put the bubbles in his mouth and he...
Dude, I haven't seen that movie since I was
darling.
like a 5.
Oh my darling.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my darling Is that it?
I've never seen the movie,
Oh,
but I love the rendition you just gave us.
You've never seen Little Rascals?
Never seen Little Rascals.
Dude, one of my imaginary friends as a kid was Alfalfa from that movie. Explain that.
That's crazy.
It was weird. And my other two imaginary friends were my two best friends at the time, and when they weren't with me.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I think I.
You were one of those kids, huh?
Have you been
You're like Drop Dead Fred a little bit.
I haven't seen Drop Dead Fred.
Oh, okay.
Have you been to therapy, Ben?
No, but I would love to, dude. I think I need it. I think I need to ask some questions and explore some things.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of shrink to say about what's in the head of yours.
That's a whole different conversation for a different time. But look, if we could do a podcast about that, that would be great. If you guys could get back to me.
We'll get you laid down on the couch here. Ramon and I, and Chris when he's back, will ask you some questions.
I appreciate it. It's a comfy couch.
We'll give you a Rorschach test, you know.
I also want the kitten from upstairs. I want to be playing with that.
Yeah, definitely.
During it, yeah.
Yeah, like kitten therapy where they just like dump like 20 little cats on. I tell you what, man, I was in a bit of a bout of depression from going down from the drugs, and that's why I bought this kitten, and I named it Doom actually for the listeners at home. But I tell you what, they're great to have around when you're a little bit depressed. Even though he pretty much gave me conjunctivitis, little fucker. But other than that, he's pretty cute.
You know, you gotta give an inch to gain a mile. So
That's it.
I don't think he meant. I don't think it was personal. Like, I'm not going to take it. If he does it again, then we got some problems.
I mean, with cats, I wouldn't be surprised if everything is personal. Like, they seem to have a real agenda.
Yeah, exactly. He did wake me up the other day just by smacking me straight in the forehead with
They
it.
do that, man.
Yeah, he had his arm cocked back for another one. I opened my eyes and he just ran away. I was like, what the fuck?
Can we prelude to another episode where we talk about cats, which hasn't been released, but
I was going to bring that up.
It's going to be released. So if you keep tuning into Rap Reviews, you're going to hear a track by Aesop Rock. You heard right here, folks. We are doing an Aesop Rock song where he talks about his cat.
No,
So I guess we have the answer now. So someone's actually bought a cat. So
we didn't do Kirby though.
No, we speak about Kirby in it.
Oh,
We
yeah, we
speak about
didn't
Kirby.
do
What,
Kirby.
what were you about to call me, Romano?
I was about to call you a retard.
Oh.
Well, I tried to get away with it. And he pulls it out of me.
You couldn't think of anything else quick enough to substitute.
I don't want to sound like a child here, but I blame my mom because she was saying before when she was driving me home how she loves the word retard. And I was like, yeah, no, it's one of those ones that I still accidentally say. You know, same as spastic.
Dude, it slips out. I know you're not meant to say it, but sometimes it's like the most appropriate way to describe how someone's behaving.
I was pretty good for a few years. I honestly think it was when I became friends with you I started saying it. And it's not your fault. It's just the movies we'd watch together and the old movies we'd laugh at that we knew as kids, and we're like, oh, yeah, that's all right.
It's like the other day we watched like 3 movies and all of them, everyone said faggot in it, you know?
Yeah,
everyone called someone a faggot and we're like,
it was so
fuck,
good.
like one was from the 70s, so we're like Warriors, okay, that's kind of like, but then like one was from 2004, you know, I'm not going to name the movie to slander it. But.
Yeah, it was a lot more nonchalant back then.
Yeah, exactly.
I got deep into this dude's Instagram today when Brown Cardigan posted like a video of him talking about like drug dealers. He's a Sydney rapper. I forget what his name is. Something like Spaniard or Spaniard or whatever. I should remember. But anyway, in one of his videos, he's got like that real fucking Western Sydney lad talk, and he drops the word faggot, but he calls it agate fay.
See, I think it's like that's when you're being so conscious of it that it's like you might as well just say it.
It's like it's not really covering up the fact that you're a terrible person. Like, you still want people to know that you feel that way.
Possibly worse, I think. I don't know.
So maybe we could say Etard Ray.
Everyone's just going to start pig Latining everything. It's like, guys, that doesn't make us better. We're just like hiding our racism, and our homophobias and sexism.
And our ableism.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. He holds his heart when he's telling the rhyme, when it's his time, I hope his soul go to heaven. Also, you guys notice that he actually talks about himself in third person quite a lot? You guys ever noticed that?
I'm noticing it a lot more now. We're breaking this down, but
yeah,
it makes sense for him to do that. He's sort of like, it's almost like he's hovering above himself when he's rapping, as douchey as that sounds, but it's almost like he's quite meta.
Maybe harking back to that notion that Romano was describing just before about what's the name of the sect of the Muslim church that he was a part of? The
5%. 5%.
The 5%ers, where they all consider themselves kind of godly.
Yeah, so he was religious, but I guess also like he's saying like he holds his heart, like he holds his heart in his sleeve. He's kind of like he really puts himself out there when he raps. But is he almost talking about the man more than the character? I don't know.
I think he's probably talking about his rap persona because like publicly appearing to the world, he's quite enigmatic, always wearing the mask and going under all these different aliases, and I guess never really reaching mainstream appeal. Maybe is that deliberate? Is it not? Who knows?
Yeah, I would say probably. Kendrick Lamar does that a lot. Not only third person, but he will like rap from a perspective of someone talking to him and telling him what he's doing wrong. Where it's like, you did this, you weren't here for this, you did this, when really it's just him in his own head talking about himself.
Yeah, so like kind of like a voice of kind of like anxiety.
Yeah. And I guess that sort of just makes it more relatable for everyone else to sort of consider that it could be them as well, make them self-reflect on a few things.
Yeah, like
that's what you want to listen to.
If Kendrick has these problems, it's all right that you do too.
Yeah, I guess
so. He nasty like that old number 7. You can still taste it when you chase it with the Coca-Cola.
That old number 7. What is that old number 7?
Jack Daniels?
It's Jackie Daniels.
JD, baby. And that's a pretty funny line. You still taste it when you chase it with the Coca-Cola.
Because Jack Daniels is fucking awful.
Yeah, just chase that most. I don't mind a couple of Jackie D's. I was working at that bar in Chatswood for a bit. Me and old Lockie late night would have a couple of free Jackie D's,
Few JDs.
I was going to say maybe that's because you're from Coffs Harbour, but maybe that's inciting some kind of regional bias against you.
It's pretty accurate, dude. I'll be honest with you.
There's also apparently a double entendre where it's this has two meanings. One besides Jack is the number 7 train that runs between Queens and Manhattan in New York City.
Ooh. Close to that engine number 9.
Oh.
And then you can still taste the. I don't know if there's any much behind that. This person's just explaining.
Because it's an awful liquor, and no matter how much you chase it with, you're always going to taste it because it's acrid.
Yeah.
It's awful.
What a word.
Thank you.
What does that even mean?
Google it.
I don't have time. Make them wish they could erase it out of the Motorola. Fuck, I haven't thought about Motorola. Aren't they back now?
Hello, Moto.
I think about them often, dude.
Huh?
Motorola's?
Yeah.
Oh, bloody old Motorola.
You think about Motorola's often? Like they just come to you?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's that Super Bowl video. Oh, Motorola, old Samsung, old Nokia. Oh.
What were you guys back in the day?
I was a Nokia guy.
Yeah, I was Nokia. I had a Sony Ericsson for a while too.
The old Ericsson. Yeah. All I remember Motorola for was that ad, and also they had the Razor.
Yeah,
the flip.
You get like the neon pink ones. And
yeah,
yeah, everyone had those.
They were hot prop.
The flip was pretty sick. Yeah.
I wonder if you could actually use it as a flint, like if you were stranded out in the desert or stranded out in the bush.
A flint?
Was that what you said?
A flip.
Oh, flip. I thought you were saying a flint, but Motorola Razor should be able to get that flint lit.
Motorola Razor. Also, if you're in the forest and you need to survive for 2 to 3 days, it's just ridiculous.
Just get down a few hours of kindling with it.
Look, if we were dealing with Nokias, that shit probably could be carved down into some kind of weapon. Those things are weapons,
dude. They Did you guys ever have the one with the silver back? The small, I don't know what the number was.
I had one with a silver back, but I feel like you could be describing any Nokia phone right now.
It's quite thin, but man, you could just the back would always pop off it, but the phone would never break, The
battery would come out, the SIM card would come out, but at least the phone, the circuitry, the actual heart and soul of the phone would never die.
Yeah, it was like a defense mechanism, and they'd fall to pieces, but then you just become rebuilt straight away. It's amazing.
God bless Nokia.
Remember phone covers too? Oh, the polyphonic and monophonic ringtones. Pass them through infrared at lunchtime. Oh, take me back.
You guys remember the Crazy Frog song?
No, let's not bring it up.
Let's move it on from there.
Make them wish they could erase it just like that. I told her no credit for a bag. If you want what they got, then go get it. It's all glack. Gack.
Is that drug selling referencing there, I'm guessing?
Yeah, it's a reference
I'm putting
to.
you on tick.
I actually I urbaned this one as well. It's methamphetamines, crack speed, describing the gag reflexes triggered by the extreme burning sensation from the nasal passages when the drug is snorted, and the very bitter taste as it drains down to the back of the throat. Jeez, that's quite descriptive.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's like a. I don't know if that nickname would really make you want to do methamphetamine.
Yeah. Thanks, anonymous guy. That was quite
So no name on Urban Dictionary.
No, he went.
Can't even give him a shout out.
No, he can't.
Or sorry, them a shout out.
Check yourself, Kim.
Yeah, I know. It's 2021. It's not 1999. I can't be dropping words like Etard Ray.
So that was when we do these episodes, man.
Oh,
you just get so put into that zeitgeist at the time. We're just so into it.
Yeah,
Ed Bags
exactly.
Wayne.
Yeah, we can. Guys, we're in 99 right now. We can say whatever we want, essentially.
Free reign.
Where are we at? Do you guys get the told no credit for a bag? I guess it's just...
Is that just like I'm not doing on tick? That's...
Yeah, profit off like drug sales. A bag referring to a high quantity of money that... Yeah, but in Australia also a bag is,
Just a little simple personal stash for yourself, whereas bag in this sense refers to, I guess, like, dealing at a supply level.
Yeah, that is they say that a lot of rappers. Like, I mean, my bag, that's a term for something. I don't know what that means, but I hear it all the time.
Yeah, I actually have heard. I heard it the other day in a song. Yeah, maybe another. Maybe just one day we'll figure it out. Not this week.
Yeah. We'll get back to you.
Only in America, last two lines. Only in America. Actually, not really. There's the outro. Only in America could you find a way to earn a healthy buck and still keep your attitude on self-destruct.
God, I love that line.
Yeah,
that is probably one of my favorite Germ lines. What is he trying to say with it? How to put it succinctly? That American capitalism is fucking awful, and that you could be able to make a living wage, but still send yourself to the grave earlier, or keep your attitude on self-destruct, as he says.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And also, like, I kind of, like, maybe, like, only in places like America can you, like, get paid to kind of write rhymes, you know what I mean? Like he does.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then live in this kind of crazy rap world where, you got beefs and you're partying a lot and,
So, again, harking back to the
Yeah,
self-destruct, I think your annotation's a lot better than mine.
Oh, well, we could both be right. We're both probably wrong. In your arms tonight, she'll reflect, and then she owes you the sweetest of debts if she wants to pay. Do you guys get that? Oh, that's like the sample. I don't know why I
was going to say, where did you just read that? Oh,
yeah.
I think that's a Quincy Jones sample.
It is.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, good job. Cucumber Slice outro. So check it out, yo. I don't know if this is going to require.
I love this outro.
Yeah, so do I. It's amazing. Just before you delve into this, though, I've just clicked on that bit of the outro and the annotations and Cucumber Slice.
Yeah.
Come back to me. Keep going. No, I'm back. I'm here. All right. So the outro, Cucumber Slice. This is just an amazing collection of information here. Cucumber Slice, first of all, is hilarious.
Yeah.
As a name.
Yeah, great.
It's
not DJ Cucumber. I don't know.
Cucumber Slice, a.k.a., and his real name could be funnier, Babito Garcia, the head of Fondlem Records, and the dude responsible for bringing MF Doom back into the rap scene. But Fondlem Records is incredible.
See?
Exactly
That's the
what
90s. You couldn't call a record company Fondlem Records anymore.
Great.
Does anyone want to do this outro?
I would love to if you're willing to hand me the reins.
Yeah, do it. Because this is require a whole lot of annotation, I don't think.
So for anyone who hasn't ever listened to the song, before you actually listen to the end of this episode, I'd highly recommend just listening to this outro because it's hilarious. It's like a skit within a song, really. Check it out, y'all. You don't stop. Keep on to the sure shot. Ha-ha, what's the deal? God, oh. Yeah, you're listening to the buttery slickness, the Lando Lakes from a man, MF Doom. Blah, blah, blah. I don't think there's really much in here to annotate unless you want to try.
No, keep going, dude.
What are the Lando Lakes?
Just
Lando Lakes apparently is a brand of butter, so there you go. There's a bit of pop trivia for you. Ha ha ha, yeah. Rock shock in the house with another nugget. Wee. Yeah. Regulations status right here. Fondle 'em Records. 1999. Yeah. Now, what are you supposed to say at the end of records? I don't know. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Mashed potatoes, apple sauce, buttery biscuits, and I get lost. And yes, y'all, you don't stop. Keep on until the break of dawn. Say what? Ha! When I heard that when I was incredibly scat on New Year's Day, having just learnt about MF Doom's death, a little tear did come to my eye when I heard that buttery biscuits. So good. Anyway.
Yeah.
He continues down for a while. You thought it was all over. You thought the song was over. We tricked you. Ha ha ha. Woo. You listen to www.hairline.com. MF Doom, Cool Bob Love.
Oh, amazing.
You sound a little bit like Mickey Mouse in South Park. Ha ha ha, I gotta get ya. All right, guys. We're gonna give it some numbers.
Yeah. Fuck. How could I give him anything less than 500 posthumous?
Yeah, I don't think
it's hard to try and critique the man when he's just been told, or the world has just been informed of his death. He's a legend, and I don't think I have it in me to try and make a critique of this song.
Yeah.
But that's just me personally.
No, I was going to say the same thing.
Do what you got to do.
I think out of probably got other songs with a bit more like a sort of deeper level to it and a bit more substance, but for the sake of just sort of praising MF Doom and how good he was and just having a laugh along with the guy is pretty cool. It's pretty special. So I think the song's amazing. I think it's a lot of fun.
It is a great song, and you can't really give it, especially maybe in 10 years' time, we could be like, I'll give it a 480. But for right now, I'll say 500 as well. He was a legend. I think he inspired a lot of younger artists as well. What were you saying? You were telling me, actually funny. We were talking about this a couple of months ago. That he didn't even really listen to a lot of rap music, right?
Yeah, I watched one interview with him once, and someone asked him. I think he's said this a few times, but I couldn't tell you what I saw it on. I'd have to go back and find it. But an interview where someone asked what his influences were in terms of hip hop, and he just sort of lackadaisically was like, I don't really listen to rap or hip hop. I never really have. And he was like going about different jazz albums that he likes and stuff like that, and some more like experimental things. And he was just like, I don't listen to modern rap. I don't know what is going on. I don't know who's a good rapper or what happens. So I just kind of I like to write rhymes, and that's what I do. Like,
it's kind of nice that he's like completely removed himself from like the scene and what's going on, and just focus on his own craft.
And listening to how he sounds, he literally no one really sounds like him, and doesn't really sound like him.
Yeah, his voice
kind of makes sense.
Is iconic. Yeah,
it makes sense that someone just hands him a beat. And he's just like, this is cool. I'm gonna make some rhymes over this.
Yeah. You got to remember, all caps is the man's name. Call it a day, guys.
Call it a day.
Rest in peace, Doom.
Rest in peace, buddy.
Before we.
Oh yeah, we actually go to this episode. This episode is sponsored by And Vodka Soda. So we actually are going to do a giveaway of some sort. Maybe just send us a suggestion, or if you like the Instagram of Facebook or something, just any like interaction at the moment, we'll put in a random generator and then we'll send you a case of it. As long as you're over 18 and live in Australia, we're not going to send 24 vodka sodas to America.
Should we narrow that again to you live in the Sydney metropolitan region?
Yeah. No, I don't know. Well, it depends on how. If you live in WA or say anywhere in Australia, and the costs are too expensive, you got to remember, guys, we run this show at a loss.
We are well and truly in the red.
No, but honestly, vodka is a pretty great product. It's Australian owned and all that yaz. And thanks so much for sponsoring us, guys. We really appreciate it.
And it's and vodka, isn't it? Like the symbol for and on the keyboard.
That's it. Yeah. And we'll give him a shout out in the Instagram post, so you know exactly what it is.
Right on.
Thank you.